All right, so we are here for the closing DevCon blockchain underwater computing episode with Frank Hazard Crypto. So join me, Frank, as we do this. We're gonna do it in a floating manner, like moving back and forth. I hope you hear us clearly.
Yeah, we're just sharing the mic, so that we can make very audible sound. So welcome to Do Your Own Research podcast show, underwater edition. Yeah, and as we were swimming, we had a really nice conversation, and Dr. Lumala suggested we should probably record it for the viewers. So yeah, here we are recording an unofficial conversation about settlement layers, right? Why? So we were just wondering why exchanges suddenly are building their own settlement layers, and I'll let David lead the conversation because it was his idea. So yeah, take over. And why are blockchain crypto exchanges suddenly creating their own settlement layers? I'll give an example of Binance has been doing it forever with their own BNB chain, right? Yeah, so take over and let's continue. I'll be swimming back and forth maybe.
All right, so yeah, from experience or observation, you realize that we've had all prominent exchanges create their create their own sort of L2s lately. Initially, it was Binance Smart Chain that created Binance that created the Binance Labs, a parent company for the Binance Exchange, created Binance Smart Chain. That's all. Way back in time as an L1 because they realized they had huge volumes and settlements to make as opposed to basing on the native Ethereum that was available. In the recent past, we've seen Coinbase incubating its own L2, the prominent base. Then Get.io has the Get chain, KuCoin has the KuCoin community chain. Then Kraken incubated Ink chain. Then even dexes like Uniswap have their own P-Stack native chains like Unichain. So the whole process, the whole idea, the whole the number one reason as why most exchanges have to look for their own settling their transactions is that when you look at enhancing a chain, the process of enhancing a chain like Ethereum, you first go through the process of creating the Ethereum enhancement proposals or improvement proposals. So on average, one proposal, one EIP takes about 2 years to come into effect. And remember, for crypto exchanges, for them it is business. By business I mean, if you're an exchange like Kraken, you are in competition with Binance, whichever country you are in. If you're KuCoin and you begin Asia or Get.io, you are competing with probably Binance Thailand or Binance UAE and something like that. So implying that you cannot rely on the 2 years to guarantee that your proposal will be approved and then it will be made into effect, as opposed to having a custom solution like relying on the native OP stack to create your own chain and then have total and seamless control to mold and improve as you wish as a company. So for our viewers, just to give clarity and to make it much simpler or enlightening, we can say that blockchains at the core level have four layers, two of which are execution layer and settlement layer, the consensus layer and then the data layer. Clear? So the speed of finality is determined by 3, if not 2, major layers. The major layer, the first layer, is the consensus layer. The time it takes to reach all node participants or to reach consensus on what blocks to be added or to be dropped or ignored. That's number one. The other layer is the execution layer that proves that takes all the inputs into the desirable or expected outputs. But in between is the settlement layer that determines the finality. Clear? So the finality determines the scalability, determines the what we may call speed and performance of the what? Of the chain. So that layer is the conflicting layer that exchanges always seek to improve, but because of the, I would say, the bureaucracy of the proposal, the time to bring a proposal to life, an improvement proposal to life, that's why we've seen so many exchanges opt for their own different chains. Then why, the other question was, why is everyone looking for the OP stack, like opting for the OP? Is that the question?
Yeah, I was wondering if it's okay, just hold it. Yeah, I was wondering why the exchanges opt for the OP stack. Why can't they? Are there any other stacks that the exchanges can use for this settlement layer?
All right. So, as you may know, in software we have a saying that do not reinvent the wheel. Like, look for reusable components. And what the OP stack has done in the recent past is that it has proven that it is good at it. Like, it has done it. It is possible. You know. So the maturity of the OP stack, optimism has been around since 2017. So it has proven that you can remodel your contents, or you can put your desirable parameters on the settlement layer and then have a whole native chain. So the maturity it has, as opposed to the other stacks like the ZK stack, the tooling, and the performance it has shown this far are what entice people to build with it mostly.
Yeah. So I want to give a hypothetical example, but you'll correct me if I'm wrong. So let's say we have okay, my first question was is this thing the settlement layer between just chains? Maybe we have accounts on one exchange, so I want to set assets from my exchange to yours. Is that the settlement bit you're talking about? Or anytime I have assets, whether in my externally owned account or my exchange, and I want to send to an exchange, is that the settlement layer that they're trying to solve between the same exchange, or just between any account to their own should I say their own exchange? Yeah, to their own wallet. Yeah.
As I said earlier, for exchanges it is business. It's competition. You are not competing against Binance. You are competing for the same customers with Kraken. You are competing with the same customers with name the exchanges. So going back to native assets like the crypto, we know these are assets or items, or I would say goods native on a chain.